Hey everyone. Yeah, just like a lot of you, um, I just read on Twitter. Um, yeah, this may not sound good to a lot of people, but apparently next year, 2019, will be the final BronyCon ever. Or at least that's what they say. Yeah, apparently it was announced today during the closing ceremonies that BronyCon, after 8 years, will be coming to an end. Now, 2019 will be the last year of BronyCon, and that instead of being a 3 day or 2 day event, it'll be a 4 day event. So the adding on, if it's, well, right now it was a 3 day event, 27th, 28th, 29th. So they're adding on basically one more day, which makes it about a 4 day, nearly a week event. I won't be surprised for those that go to BronyCon next year that they show up maybe a day early and make it a 5 day event or something. And there's a lot of people in the analysis community, from Del Wilsonator to Silver-Quill to a lot, that are saying that, hey, just because this is the end of one era or something like that, one era, basically, of one fun aspect of MLP, it doesn't mean it's entirely over. For all we know, and I'm pretty sure about this, BabsCon is not over yet. I think BabsCon is still going to be happening as far as I know. But there have been, no doubt, some MLP related cons that have come and go. I should say, in the past couple of years. I think the Everfree LA one shut down, or I think that's what Equestria LA, I think, had its final con. I'm trying to think what else. That's the only other notable one that I know of. Everfree, Equestria LA. I don't know if Everfree Northwest or has had the final one. I don't think so. I don't know if maybe what is it, the Nightmare Nights one is going to be coming to an end. I don't know. There's a lot of conventions that are still going on and will continue to go on. As far as I know, I think BabsCon, from what I could tell, is still going on. It's still going to be happening. Yeah, as far as I know, BabsCon is still going to be happening, from what I understand. And that's my dog. But like I said, I think BabsCon is still going to be happening, as far as I know. So, as far as I know, BabsCon is not coming to an end. In fact, I'm looking at it right now. The next BabsCon is going to be April 19th to the 21st. I would assume, I don't know where it's going to be. I think it's going to be in the same area as it was before. It's in the San Francisco Bay area. So I don't think it's going to be ending anytime soon. Yeah, it doesn't say it's going to be ending anytime soon. But BronyCon is basically the much bigger and more notable one, because it's been going on since the show began. Basically about season 2 is when it initially came into existence. Around the end of season 1 into season 2. So, yeah, it's been going on for quite some time. It's been going on for about, like I said, this is the 7th year it's been doing it. And next year will be its 8th year. BabsCon has been going on since 2013. This was its 5th year. Next year will be its 6th. So I don't expect BabsCon to go away anytime soon. Now, what's funny is what's funny, I should say, and that's my dog. Again, what's funny, and I'm going to try to look it up here. It is. According to what I read online, and apparently they must have changed it or something, but what I read online previously was they had plans to continue it, and I don't know if those plans are still going to happen or something. But there were plans to continue it, but continue it in other locations possibly, and that still may occur. But here's the thing, when I look at BronyCon, to me, there's a lot of conventions that happen around where I live. Some happen right here in Newman. We have somewhat of a convention that takes place at the start of January, or around that time frame. Recently we had conventions, little mini Comic-Cons and conventions take place in Patterson. We have one happening in Turlock. We've had one happening in Modesto and stuff like that. So we have them abound. They may not be as big as BronyCon or San Diego Comic-Con and everything, but they're there. They exist. They exist. And even with those being close by, I've never had the opportunity to go to any, even though it's like a hop, skippity, stone throws away for me to do. I just haven't had the chance to do it. And mostly at times they're just like a one-day event. Some are about 2 days, 3, but mostly it's a one-day deal. Now with that said, I would love nothing more. Next year I turn 40 years old. So I would love nothing more than to go to BronyCon as a late birthday present. I would. I mean, I know it's August 1st to the 4th, and that gives me plenty of time to ask for some time off of my job. And save up money. Because it's a 4-day event, so you need to have money for hotel, and possibly Lyft, Uber, taxis or whatever. Just have enough money to do what you got to do. And I would love to be part of that. Just like I would love to be part of BabsCon next year between April 19th and 21st. But we'll have to wait and see. But to hear that BronyCon's coming to an end, I wouldn't necessarily count my chickens I wouldn't just count my eggs before they hatch. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't count my eggs before they hatch, because you know why? Just because they say it's the last one, you have over a year. You have over a year starting today for things to change. For people to come out and support BronyCon and say, look, we don't want it to end, we want it to continue. Some people have speculated it could be numerous reasons. That the people that own BronyCon, or at least own the rights to it, are wanting to charge too much. That the changing event, that maybe the venues, like the convention centers or wherever future locations are charging way too much now to host the event than they did in the past. There's a lot of reasonings. Some are saying it's due to the fact that the show's coming to an end, and thus what's the reasoning for having an event like BronyCon continue to exist. And again, that's a matter of opinion. For all we know, season 9 is not the last season. For all we know, they may want to go another year, and thus we would have a decade's worth of Friendship is Magic. The point being, even if it's not that, and even if we end up going into a Generation 5, I think some people have said it best. It doesn't mean we should stop, loving the fandom, or it doesn't mean something like BronyCon should come to an end. But I look at it this way. We have a whole year. And the next big Brony-related convention, a Pony Pegasus convention, is BabsCon. And you're even going to have Pony-related MLP conventions in between then. You're going to have the Nightmare Night one. You're going to have the Cider Fest. You're going to have Everfree. You're going to have a lot of these other conventions happening in between BabsCon and next year's BronyCon, that I would not be surprised that in between any one of those, especially BabsCon, that the announcement comes out that the people in charge of BronyCon have changed their minds and they're going to go one more year. They're going to do it one more year. But we'll have to wait and see. I think honestly though, one of the reasons people are, maybe like I said, one of the reasons this is happening is due to the fact that financially some of the areas like the Baltimore Convention Center and other places like that are starting to charge too much. I mean, they're seeing how much of a success, this event is and how profitable it's being, that they're thinking to themselves, hey, maybe we can charge more money. And not just more money for regular fans that attend these conventions, that stay in hotels and stuff like that, but they're seeing the fact that, hey, we could charge more money of the vendors, of the people that want to rent this space out for this convention. And that could be it too. Some people are speculating it's due to the fact that the fan base is dwindling. And that might be it too. We don't know. We don't know if that's it. We don't know if it's the fan base dwindling or basically the attendance of it dwindling. Some people have said that in 2015 you had 10,000 people. Previously you had 9,000, and then this year you had like 5,000 to 6,000. So the question being, so the question is, what's the real reasoning? And we may never know. Again, there's a lot of speculation, but I don't think, honestly, like Silver-Quill said, this is going to be the end of the fandom. It's just right now, it's a transitional period. What it's going to do, honestly, if you think about it, if BabsCon continues to go strong, it's going to make people want to go to BabsCon more so than anything. In other words, it's like BronyCon after next year, if BabsCon continues, which it looks like it's going to, is passing the torch onto BabsCon. BronyCon basically in my opinion, is passing the torch on to BabsCon and saying, look, it's your time now. Depending on how much longer you guys go, it's your time. Run with it. And I think that's why, potentially as well, BronyCon could be ending. It's not just financial reasons or anything like that. It's maybe they're realizing, hey, they've had their run, they've had their time, now they want to pass the torch on to something like BabsCon to run with to the finish line, or for however long that convention goes. But again, I truly believe it's a number of reasons. I truly believe it could be any number of these reasons. It could be the fact that, attendance for the convention is dwindling. It could be the fact that financially, the people in charge at BronyCon can't afford to continuously rent out the convention center, because in my opinion, it seems that the people in charge of the convention center are saying, hey, you want to rent this space out, we're going to charge you more and more and more. It's like the price keeps going up every year, and it's like every year they're able to make it. It's like the people in charge of BronyCon are able to make it with paying out for the 3 days that they have, but every year the people in charge of the BCC charge more money and more money to rent out the facility. So my opinion is this. It could be something like that. It could be financial. Not just, they can't afford to be continuously paying more and more. It's the fact that they are basically being charged more and more by the facilities they used. And they're probably seeing a more profitable convention coming up on the rise in BabsCon and some of these other conventions, and they're saying, you know what, let's pass the torch on to BabsCon and thus on to these other conventions and right off into the sunset as the success we are. It could be that. It could be that. Again, it could be attendance dwindling. It could be financial reasons, and not just financial reasons of booking the facility, but financial reasons of booking the guest, because they gotta pay for the hotel rooms, not just for themselves, but for the guests that they're bringing on. You know, you think every year they can continuously bring in M.A. Larson, Amy Kinney Rogers, Megan McCarthy, Tara Strong, Tabitha St. Germain, Ashley Ball, Adrian Lembren. You know, do you think they can continuously do that? No. They can't do that. They need to have the money to do that. Financially, they need the money to do that. So do you think they can continuously do that day in and day out? No. That's why nowadays, and this is all due respect, this is why nowadays a lot of the convention and community guests are fans themselves, are analysis members like Silver-Quill, Lightning Bliss, Del Walsonator, you know, Watchful Pony, Keyframe, Golden Fox. These are all people that get invited and probably have the hotel rooms paid for, and they're coming for a much more cheaper, affordable price than some of the writing staff, comic book staff, and voice actors and actresses that take part in the show itself, or take part in the franchise itself, and bring it to life. It could be that. It could be that, for all we know. And again, overall, when you think about it, it could just be financial reasonings. And they're seeing the fact that a lot of people spend money themselves just to fly out to Baltimore to attend this, and that the reasoning their attendance is dwindling, maybe according to some people, is due to the fact that a lot can't afford to keep going. They can't keep going to something like this convention every year. This is why I made the suggestion that perhaps what they need to do, and if last year is the last year for BronyCon, they need to live stream the damn event. They need to live stream it. Make a partnership with YouTube or Twitch or even IGN, Hasbro if you have to, and live stream this event the 4 days that you're there. The 4 days that it's on live between August 1 to the 4th, live stream it so that those that can't be there can see what's going on. They can watch the panels. They can watch these events. I mean, Twitch does streaming for 24 hours for certain channels. Why not partner with them to do a live stream 24/7 of BronyCon? You know, of all the events taking place. It would work. Do the same thing with YouTube. It would work. So that way people that can't be there can still enjoy it. In the end, folks, like I said, it could be a numerous of reasons, but I think it's a couple. But I think, in my opinion, it's three. Mainly two. Well, I'll put it this way. It's one major factor that centers around everything that I just mentioned. It's financial. It's financial reasonings. One, the people in charge of BronyCon probably can't keep affording renting out the convention center for the 3 to 4 days or 5 days they want it, or the week or the 2-day weekend they want it. They can't keep flying out all these voice actors and actresses, celebrities, these celebrity voice actors or actresses, or regular voice actors and actresses, and creative staff behind the cartoon and the comic book based on the show, based on the franchise, every year, and then also at the same time rent out hotels for them. You know, they can't keep doing that. You know, they can't keep doing that whatsoever. You know, it becomes harder and harder to do. And at the same time, the people that want, and at the same time, probably the best alternative they have financially is to bring in the people like a Silver-Quill, like a Lightning Bliss, like a Firebrand, Josh Scorcher, and Aramount. a golden fox, a keyframe, a Thespio, a voice of reason. Those are the best alternate, cheaper options that they can bring in, because they know those people will be more willing to pay for their own hotel rooms than have the people in charge of BronyCon do it. And that's a fact. That is a fact that is a realization. And also, it's a financial burden and hardship on those that want to go. That's why attendance is dwindling, because people can't afford to keep going every year as much as they want to, unless they freaking live in the Baltimore area. So, in the end, it's probably a numerous reasoning of things, and we may never know the truth. And it's probably best that we leave it that way. But let me know what you guys think. What are your thoughts on BronyCon 2019 being announced as probably the last BronyCon ever? What do you think of it? Do you think it'll still continue even afterwards? Do you think maybe, as some people pointed out, this could be a publicity stunt to get more attention? Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. I'd like to hear from you, and I'll talk to y'all later.